Hey folks, Jeff Kaplan, Kaplan Law Firm. Today, the discussion about estate planning continues, just with a little twist. So, what's the first thing that you typically think of when you think about estate planning? Well, in my experience, when I talk to people, it's what assets do I have and how do we arrange for distribution of those when I die? But the reality is that's probably the least important aspect of this overall planning. So, we're trying to focus on the wellness and legacy aspect of it. So, we refer to it as wellness and legacy planning. What this does, it's a practical, life-focused approach. It's more than just asset distribution. It deals with um, ensuring that the here and now is dealt with, ensuring that your healthcare, your personal wishes, quality of life are safeguarded, more than just distribution of assets. And that's what we're trying to suggest to people when they think about this, and really highlight the need for it and why those other aspects of it uh, regarding the wellness and legacy are equally, if not more important. So with most estate planning, or in this case, wellness and legacy planning, you're doing it um, for yourself, to care for yourself, to make sure everything's in place, to ensure that you live a good life, that you age with dignity, and that you have folks in place to take care of issues that need to be taken care of. But the other significant aspect of this type of planning is that you're making life easier for everybody that has to handle these things when you've passed, your kids, grandkids, your siblings, those sorts of things. So the focus of this type of planning for us has always been on highlighting the importance of getting certain things in place that will have an immediate impact, and that don't just come into play after you've passed away. Wellness and legacy aspects of the estate planning that are not asset focused are more on health directives, healthcare, durable powers of attorney, HIPAA medical releases, those things that people are going to need in order to make sure you're properly taken care of, to make sure that things can still be accomplished when or if you're unable to do so. The legacy planning aspect of it is about preserving memories and wisdom for future generations. So what we do is we incorporate an element of this into our entire estate planning process, the wellness and legacy planning aspect of it. So what we do, in addition to the wellness aspect, where we focus on the durable power of attorney, the healthcare surrogate, living will, and all the other things that need to be put into place now to make sure that you're taken care of, we add a legacy aspect of it, which allows you, it's your way to tell your story, to create a workbook, to create a legacy that you can leave behind for your children, for your grandchildren, so that they have key memories of what's important to you, life lessons, family values, those sorts of things that um, aren't always apparent. Uh, you can often refer to these as ethical wills. That's your way to pass on the knowledge that you've learned, and share life's experiences with with your children and your grandchildren. Another aspect of legacy planning can include recording videos, recording audio. I know I've got many hours of video and audio of my mom talking about stories, and the sorts of things that are handed down from generation to generation that you lose over time. Um, Things are misremembered, or you just can't remember them at all. So it's good to have these in place. They will last forever, and there'll be a digital archive of all the history that has made you who you are, and who's will make your children who they are. And it's a good thing to have. And so what we're doing in our wellness and legacy planning is incorporating these aspects, so that not only are you putting in place uh, the documents that you'll need to have to handle distribution of your assets, but the things that are immediately effective, that have an immediate benefit, including these items here. The family well-being aspect of this includes emergency planning, coming up with emergency plans, listing all your digital assets, logins, passwords, um, healthcare providers, financial information, other things that people will need. They'll need quickly, they'll need access to easily, and you'll put those in place, and we'll help you generate the forms and the templates that you need to gather all that information, document it, and then store it safely. Guardianship designations, that's an important aspect of what we're doing, is we're not only establishing potential future guardians for you, but if you have minor children, there are many ways to deal with uh, guardianship, healthcare, uh, medical release, medical consent. All those issues are important. All of them are dealt with in different ways. So it's important that we sit down, talk about your circumstances, and put everything in place that will have an immediate effect and will allow you to live out your life in peace, peace of mind for you and especially for your family, since they know you're taken care of and they know that everything's in place to make that transition easier when the time comes. The key is about helping yourself and allowing your children to allow you to maintain a life of dignity and control. And it's not just about managing money. For those of you that have aging parents, you have certainly experienced um, the regrets and the fears of your parents and the concerns about losing independence and those sorts of things. So it's important to empower them as best you can to allow them to live their best life as they age and grow old. Um, you know, the wellness and legacy planning, on top of the traditional estate planning, they allow you to um, deal with the issues that are going to have an immediate impact, reduce your stress. They're good for everyone because, again, like I said, it's about planning for you and making life easier for the children and the folks that are going to have to handle all the issues when they comes time. So the key difference that we're trying to highlight is when you hear the words estate planning, the last thing you should think of is, I don't have much in the way of assets, so I don't need to do any estate planning. Well, that's far from the truth. The reality is that um, the most important aspects of the estate planning process involves the wellness and legacy um, elements of it. So that's getting your durable power of attorney in place, getting your healthcare surrogates, your pre-need guardian declarations, your living will, and if you have minor children, especially important because if you don't set those up, put those in place, can create issues and can create hassles for the people who are going to have to carry on your traditions. And um, the guardianship issues are very important. We've talked about that before, and I'll probably talk about it again. But again, highlighting aspects of the estate planning process that have an immediate impact and are vitally important, regardless of wealth or other asset situations. Just remember that. Give me a call if you have any questions. Bye bye.